How are you two?
We're good. How are you?
Okay, I have fallen in love with this show. I have to tell you, what has made Up Here so special for each of you? May.
Okay, for me, so many things made it special, but I think, having done this since I was a child, the things I've really come to value are honesty when it comes to the actual characters and everything kind of like there being a through line of really making sense and being genuine, but also honestly the process and the team. And I feel like the people that we worked with, from like all the producers and the writers and the directors, but also the entire crew down to the very last person, loved this project so much. And we all felt like we were bringing our absolute best to it. So there's just a lot of heart in it. And I feel like you can definitely feel that through the screen. So every day I felt just like lucky to be here. I was like, I hope nobody comes and takes me away because they realize I'm an imposter.
I would agree with that actually. Like I think one of the most special things about doing the show for me is like the alchemy that just like happened to find its way between all of us. I think this is an amazing team, and we all kind of it was very easy for us to kind of all get on the same page with insofar as like where these characters are, where they're going, what this show is and feels like. So yeah, that's very rare. I feel like to get involved with a creative team and with a set of collaborators that you really are like riding the same wavelength with. So that's definitely one of the most special things for me.
To me, it was great because it was like the perfect melding of like musical theater and television comedy and putting it together. I mean, how cool was it, like singing these incredible songs written by the Lopez's?
You're the musical theater. I'm the television comedy. And together,
I don't like labels. I don't like compartmentalization.
Oh my God, it helps people understand.
Right, but yeah, what's the question?
It's the musical. It's insane. Are you kidding? We're part of a musical that, at least for me, I'm like, I've never done anything like that before in my life. And I remember there's one shot where I'm walking to the diner to meet him. And it was one of the first scenes we did, like, when we were outside in New York, we were in the Lower East Side, and it just like, and it was like walking and the camera was pulling me back and I was like singing the thing and walking. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in a musical. This is so exciting. Like I felt that feeling and that nostalgia and that passion of just like what it feels like to be in that place and expressing yourself from a place that's really quiet, but actually super huge when you're actually inside of the person.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, I feel like I stepped away from theater for a while to do TV, and now I've found myself in this circumstance where it's like, no, buddy, you're going back. But it was like, it felt like a little bit of a homecoming for me, to like explore that confluence of elements. So yeah, it felt weird and it felt new and it felt different, but it felt right.
Now talk about who you each play and what you love about them.
Okay, I play Lindsay, and she's stuck in kind of a small town life. Her whole life has sort of been laid out in front of her already. She knows who she's going to marry. She knows what she's going to do. Every day is sort of the same by rote situation. And I think there's this part of her that she's been repressing for a long time because she's learned to be ashamed of it. That's kind of like the freak, the weirdo, the one that wants to kind of be bigger and more expansive and grow and learn and change and not wake up every day the same person. And I think everything kind of comes from a place of love or fear. And I feel like when you're living from a place of fear, sometimes you're too afraid to make that jump into the unknown. And I think right away, she's so brave. I think she takes that jump, and it's scary, and every day is unknown, and you don't know what's coming. But I feel like she stays true to that true person that she is in there. And once she's able to get the voices out of her head telling her what she's supposed to do, she's actually ends up becoming who she really is. And I think that's pretty dang cool.
I play Miguel, and my favorite thing about playing him is his whole journey revolves around his ability to access and own his vulnerability. And I love that that's the principal thing I get to play with this character, because, in the greater social context of like, educating young men insofar as like their own emotional landscapes and their own emotional intelligence, there's not a lot of like resources or just validation for that kind of process, I think, in our world. And so like I think this show helps to just shine a little bit of light on that in a really refreshing way.
Vulnerability is hot.
Woo!
Woo!
Did we wake up at the same?
I've been up since 4. I've been thinking a lot about this. New York is where real writers live, and I am starting to think that I am a real writer.
Why didn't you tell me?
Do not say it.
Careful now.
Keep it to yourself, Linz.
I just have all these voices in my head all the time.
Now you've done it.
Nice pants.
Thanks. They're new. I mean, they're not new. I wear them a lot.
Sounds like they have a very rich history. I know exactly what you're gonna say.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Just enjoying the view. You don't need her. Mama's here.
Okay, that's creepy.
It's great to really get someone to know I'm front, back, and inside out.
That's when you can really trust someone to understand what you are all about.
I came here to focus on myself. This could be a life-changing opportunity.
You have no reason to believe that.
What about this reason? It's funny, the devil's actually a very misunderstood card.
Did you always want to be a writer?
I think I always knew I had something to say, but just afraid no one wanted to hear it.
She doesn't like you. She just thinks you're rich.
Hey, don't listen to her. You're doing great, buddy.
What are you thinking about?
Nothing.
I've listened to so many different people telling me who I should be.
What are you doing?
It's different with Lindsay because she's special.
That is actually very sweet.
It's time to give up and come home. I belong in this city.
You've been hit by 3 cabs.
At very low speeds.
All those voices floating in her head, saying no in a million different ways. They don't see what I do.
She doesn't appreciate you. She doesn't deserve you.
This isn't your life. This is my life.
I am sick and tired of everyone telling me what I'm supposed to do. I need to find my own story. You're gonna be okay?
I can handle it.